yourself for invasion. This is Indie Invasion.
Woo! I'm still adjusting here. Holy cow! What
You
the
are
heck's
still
going
adjusting.
on?
The background color changed.
Yeah.
You went from Halloween red to what would that be?
Well, it kind of
call
goes
that
with the background
Quar
here
blue.
a little bit
We'll
better,
call that
don't it?
Quar blue. Do you have a ponytail in?
I do. It's getting that long.
Oh, look at you. Oh, my goodness.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
All right, cool. Well, everyone, welcome to another episode of Indie Invasion Shorts. Oh, there's the red. As you guys may have guessed by the title, we're going to be talking about a game that, let's see, what did you say you went and looked back in about 3 years ago?
June 2021. I put a link in our show notes for if you guys want to go back and watch our interview of Josh, the creator of this game tonight.
Yep. That's a pretty good one. So Josh makes some really cool stuff. I put the Zombie Smith link in the description. He has more than Quar. He has some really neat, off the wall kind of stuff that was really right up the alley for Indie Invasion when we stumbled across him some years. Well, I think I stumbled across the minis, and then Alan had already had a bunch of them, so had told me, "Oh, well, you should look more into it," and so I did. Now, I still have not played a game against an opponent because I can't get anybody to play. Well, that's not entirely fair. My buddy Seth will play anything. With the times that we're able to get together, I'll say, "What would you like to play?" And he says, "Yes." So
you just haven't thrown this one on the table.
Right. I just haven't thrown that one out there. So maybe after this show, as typically happens, once we do a show about it, I go a little nuts on something.
Well, like this one and the one you were brought up, I think last week also was Twilight. Getting it at a table because it's one of those ones we've talked a couple times about. We've painted the minis. We just haven't thrown
I've managed to play a couple of games of Twilight, though. I've gotten a couple of games of Twilight in. I played one at Alan's store, and I played one. I think I might have played two here with my buddy Raul.
Oh,
so maybe we've gotten a few games of Twilight in. But have you been working on anything? Can you show us what came in the mail today? Is it accessible?
I can. So let me show you. So I've been waiting for this for it's been a little over a year, and I had no indication this was coming. It just showed up yesterday. And then
you say you waited that long. Everyone knows it was a Kickstarter now.
So that showed up, and I already dug out. Here, let me put the camera back.
But we all know that's the only thing you're going to dig out, and the rest of it will stay shrink wrapped.
Look at this. I'm almost afraid to open it because I'm curious. How much are these going for? Because this was a all in. Yes, I went all in. Exclusive.
Of course you did.
Well, it was one of those. A lot of times, what I like to do is I go in midway somewhere with a pledge, and then I can think about it, see how it goes. And when they showed this at the end, I was like, "Oh my! I need that big dragon."
Well, as far as Kickstarters go, I haven't done one in a while, but I was pretty disappointed in the last Drowned Earth Kickstarter that I wasn't able to. It just hit at a time where I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I've done every Kickstarter on that one. The second one I did, the Gene Splicer, where I got to design a model.
Oh, yeah.
So I was really I should have rephrased that. I wasn't disappointed in the Kickstarter. I was disappointed that I wasn't able to.
Bad timing for you.
Yeah, it was just bad timing.
This one I think was the third Marvel United one I did. The first one was basic Marvel. Second one was X-Men. This one was multi-universe. I think I might be done with the United game because I have so much stuff that I haven't even opened some of the expansions.
And how many times have you played it?
Fair share amount, because this is one of those games it's played with cards, and then the minis are just kind of like chess pieces to represent your character.
Gotcha.
But you're just moving to different locations, so it's easy to set up, it's easy to play, and it's usually quick, so you can set it up again and go again, or grab another character and their cards that go with them and try it. So I played this with Mary, and she actually had a lot of fun. We did the X-Men one. They had an expansion where you're doing blue team, gold team, and you're battling it out to see who could defeat the most villains. And that was a lot of fun. This one brings new concepts, like Galactus is in it. It's a big scenario. I don't remember how it works. I'm gonna have to dig it out and read through it. But I think I might be done with the chibi superheroes because, like I said, there's so much.
Well, you've got all the Marvel zombies and the DC stuff too.
That one's still coming, the DC one. So
yeah.
That one is, I think, my last Kickstarter that I have active waiting for.
Speaking of quick playing games, we might have to do a little revisit to Relic Blade and see where they are, because of all of these little more obscure games, although Relic Blade's not really obscure anymore. I've played that one the most. I've gotten the most games in of that, and I think that's because of how fast.
Yeah, that's another fast game. And the footprint. What is it, 2x2?
2x2, yeah. So really small footprint as well. So I haven't worked on anything since last Thursday. When I was working on some burrows and badgers stuff.
How has weather been down there though for you? You're okay area though, right?
Yeah, we don't typically get too much just because of where we're located on the coast. I mean, we get wind and rain. It was pretty bad. Comparatively, it was nothing. We were out of power for 2 days. Clearly I have power again.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. I lost a few shingles off the roof. I don't have very many trees in my yard, and none of them are close enough that they could have all fallen down and none would have hit the house. So we're pretty fortunate where we are. There was some significant damage in town. We don't we don't typically get the eastern side of the hurricanes. Because typically they come in and run up the coast.
Yeah.
And the western side of the storm is weaker. So I think it kind of surprised some people here because we don't typically get that. But we're good. We're good enough that I know there's lots of agencies helping and stuff, but we have a couple small airports here, and we've collected tons of supplies, and a couple of the local pilots yesterday. What's the date? Yeah, yesterday flew everything up to North Carolina and Tennessee. So our community, I think, did a pretty good job with all of that pulling together. It got so much. We had like 6 drop-off points, and they had to add more drop-off points because the drop-off points couldn't hold all the stuff everybody was dropping off. They filled up. So, but we're good. We're good. It was just hot. That's the extent of what we had to deal with.
Hot. Because it's October and it's hot.
Dude, the first day without power was 96 degrees outside.
No, thank you. We're starting October. To dip down already. So
no, we're good. Doors are still off the Jeep, brother. Doors are still off the Jeep.
I have
and will remain that way.
I probably have about another month before I have to start wearing pants. So
hey, look who it is. It's old Clem. Hello, sir. Hello. All right, well, let's get to it. I'm gonna bring my little see if my camera's looking good. Oh, look at that.
So we're revisiting a game that we talked about years ago to refresh you guys, that you can follow the links down below. Check them out on their website. You can look at our old interview of Josh. We're talking about this game and all the other games that Zombie Smith makes. And I thought this was a good time to talk about it because it was fairly recent that Josh released some new kits, right? Some plastic kits for the models.
Yes. So War Games Atlantic, he partnered with War Games Atlantic. So Josh would spin and cast all of his own models. So the models that I have here are all old metals. None of these, I don't have any of the plastics. I don't have the new box set yet. I do have War Games Atlantic pulled up, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. So it's sure, yeah, we can go full screen on the photo. It's actually not a photo. Hold on, I got to figure it out. Here we go. Do you like that? There we go. And they're really cool little dudes, man. I love these guys. Basically ant eaters. Let me see if I can get a little bit more light on that. I don't know if that'll help or not. I'm not gonna light right in my face on the other picture, but anyway. Oh no, I need to tighten my light. It said no. See, look at that. Just hanging loose. All right, let me move that. All right, too much of that. Sure thing, sir. Absolutely. Let's move that. Whoa, what the heck? Oh, you brought other stuff up. No, that's fine. That's fine. You can. So yeah, so these are the old metal models, but like we said, he's partnered with War Games Atlantic now, and they are printing it, and it's not a bad deal, man. It's 2-player starter kit for $80. That's about average, right, for nowadays for what you're looking for a 2-player starter kit. The gun is a 3D print. You can not that I printed that. That's not. So there's a few iterations of it. To dive right into where it is right now. So the primary rule book is called the Clash of Rifles. That's what the new box set is called. Now that's not a new name within the world of Quar and the world of Aelwyd, which is the world that the Quar inhabit. And so basically it's World War I with anteaters that has been going on for 700 years.
It's a long war.
It is the long war, hands down, the long war. And you have the Crusaders and the Royalists. They are exactly what they sound like. The Crusaders are the ones that are trying to overthrow the hereditary titles and rule of the world of Aelwyd. There you go. It's a song. We need a Quar shirt that says that.
Yeah, I'm surprised Josh hasn't done that. That's a good idea.
You got to sing that one. You got to sing it. And so, like I said, there's a few iterations now. So the Clash of Rifles is the new rule book that comes in the box set, and Clash of Rifles is it's set as a skirmish game. It's the Rifler's Pocketbook 2.0, and it's basically a game for between 6 to 12 models. That's a great count for typically what we like to play, right? So a 6 to 12 model game, but it's not the only thing that he has. So I have the older rule books. I'm just going to show these. So this is this Quar's War. This is 28 millimeter, but this is 20 to 100 models. So this would be a game that if you're looking for a war game to maybe replace Warhammer or whatever war game you play, that would be the one. Then we have, this is my wheelhouse, because this is the 28 millimeter skirmish version, Song of Our Ancestors, that the rule set has changed. So this is the one that I've mentioned previously that uses the Ganesha Games rule set of Song of Blades and Heroes.
Okay. So
that's what this one uses. And then the other book that I have is of Spats and Ped Rails. And this is just incorporating tanks and such into the 28 millimeter game.
Their tanks, I'm looking at the site now, look awesome. All those rule books you just showed, except for that one that's got the new version, you can get for free as a PDF.
Well, you can get the new one for free.
Oh, you can.
So,
okay.
Yeah, rifler.com. That's Rifler spelled RHYFLER.com. You can download all of the rule books. And yes, Clem, it's the same as long as you're playing in 28 millimeter, it's the same models for the skirmish and the full scale war game. And it's primarily obviously going to be trench warfare because it's very World War I-ish. And that's kind of the theme. Yes, they eat bugs because they are anteaters. That's why their faces look like they do. Yeah, basically, that's a good point. It is, Clem. It's a kill team in 40K. Rules completely different. However, it is very much like you said. It is that you port everything right over in the rule sets. So, and A Song of Blades and Heroes is a nice rule set.
Look at this guy.
There is some great stuff. Now I have, let me see if I have it handy. I have, oh, come on. I got to have it handy. Oh, I don't think I have it right here. Oh, darn it. So I have a couple of different things that I've done with my Quar. I've got, here we go. So these are some old paper craft.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna throw mine up big for a second. Oh, I can't because you're sharing that screen. Anyway, if you look down in the corner, this is an old paper craft tank. You got rid of me. There you go. This is an old paper craft tank of mine from 40K, but it's not for 40K anymore. My Quar used these.
And it kind of looks like theme wise, it's the same theme. It's, for the game, which is cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I have one where I had a half of a model. He's just a bit, and I put him in the tank, but if I'd have thought about it, I would have grabbed it, but I didn't. There you go. There's the new 28 mil plastics, and you are on the Zombie Smith website, which there's a bunch of other games that he does as well that are fun. But we're here to talk about the Quar tonight. And it uses a deck activation. Like I said, I don't have the box set yet. There are still some metal minis on the Zombie Smith website. There's not a whole bunch left. I'm a big fan of the metal ones because they're very the plastic ones are a little chunkier than the metal ones.
I'm going to look at the old ones, the starters, to see what they are. So here's the starters.
Terrence said, okay, so those are plastic starters right there. Terrence says adding Quar to the library collection. The rule books are great. So those are partisans as far as the factions go. Now I'm going to tell you one of the things that I absolutely love, and we talked about this when we talked to Josh several years ago, that I absolutely love about the Quar setting is the level of lore for a small independent game. I parallel this with Mike Thorpe and Twilight in that it has just been years and years and years and years of this project, this love affair, if you will, with this world that Josh has written. As a matter of fact, if you go back and watch that interview, if I am not mistaken, Josh showed us one of his pictures that he drew as a kid of the Quar. As a matter of fact, hold on.
That's a long time.
I am almost 100% certain. We'll say like 96.3%. How about that? Does that sound like a good percentage? 96.3.
Yeah.
Say, hold on. I'm almost sure that one of these books. Oh, come on. Yes. Okay. I found it. Make my screen big. I'm going to show you the love affair that the creator has had with this game. Okay. That right there. That's the artwork and where it started and where it is.
Wow. That's
you
crazy.
See that little, just done with little crayons.
Yeah.
And so that's the world. That's the process that has been invested in it. And if you guys recall, over the years of us doing this podcast, one of the things that we've always said, we're not 40K bashers by any stretch of the imagination. And one of the things we've always said in defense of the Warhammer world was the depth of lore, right? That's what I think really draws people. Quar has that. Twilight has that. And if you go to rifler.com for the Quar, I didn't throw that link up in there. We'll throw it up in the show description. I'm going to put it up there right now. As a matter of fact, hang on one second. I'm going to put it up there. Paste. Oh, hold on. It gave me the wrong paste. My keyboard's weird. Dang it. Don't you hate it when you do that? Like you didn't actually copy what you were trying to copy. Oh, I see what I did. I am not the smartest person in the world sometimes. Let's see. Home. Okay, I'm getting there, guys. I'm sorry. Copy from there, not paste. There we go. And paste. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Sorry,
Rifler.
Anthony.
Oh man, Quar are great. And I got to tell you too, one of the great things and one of the reasons we wanted to talk about it right now is because it's really getting some momentum right now. The YouTubes have kind of exploded with new content on Quar. And so it's really getting some legs underneath it, having partnered with War Games Atlantic. And so, as we all know, game gets legs underneath it and start getting out there more. If the game gets bigger, there's more people to play with. It stays the same game, but it becomes something bigger because all of a sudden it's a little easier to get people to play against. But what I was saying is, if you go to the rifler.com, you can click on a section called The World. You just scroll down a little bit and it'll give you all about Alwood. I don't know how to say it. So I watched one guy's YouTube video and he says one of the most interesting things about playing Quar is trying to pronounce everything, because everything is just take a guess, but it has tons. And when I say tons, I mean, you're going to be reading for a while of history, of lore on the Crusaders and their allies, the Royalists, the neutral factions. And you can just click on all of this stuff and it is fantastic. Yes, I was just getting to that, Anthony. Good point. There's also a tribe on my mini factory that Josh has where he's doing a lot of Quar, doing things like extra arms, extra heads. There are some cavalry. So there's cavalry I mixed my two words up. Anyway, there's cavalry, motorcycle riding anteaters, because come on, everybody needs motorcycle riding anteaters. There's your Quar, about 5 feet tall, about 140 pounds.
He'd be cute.
Except you should watch the video that's on where's the video? Oh, it's on War Games Atlantic. That dude is brutal. Okay, he's like executing the enemy Quar. And the writing. Okay, I'm going to share this with you guys. If you go to the Rifler and if you read nothing else, if you go to that website and you read nothing else, I want you to open the file for this Quar's War, the book, the PDF. Okay. And in the very beginning of the book, there's a little letter. And this letter is an exchange between a crusader and his young nephew throughout the book as this crusader Quar is battling in the war. It is fantastic writing. It is absolutely fantastic. And I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but when you get to the end of it, there's probably, I guess, 14, 16 letters back and forth between the two. You will love the story. If you don't read the rules or anything else, just go read and scroll to each letter and read the letters. You will love it. You will not regret it. You might be mad at me after you read it, but go read it anyway because it's worth it. So as you can see with that stuff Eric's scrolling through, the world is all drawn out, the partisans. I don't know why I said the partisans, because you popped that up and I said, oh, partisans. But the factions are very detailed. The world itself, I can't remember where on the Zombie Smith page. I don't know if it's still on here, because the last time I saw it was oh gosh, it was a long time ago. Like, the website was not nearly as good looking as it is now. It was not the greatest.
I see mostly like the websites, like the models now and stuff.
Yeah, well, there used to be, and I'll have to see about where the rest of that is. But there's a whole bunch more fluff about how the how the war started, who the heroes of the war are, who the villains, which of course is depending on which side you choose, whether or not they're the hero or the villain to you. But all of that stuff it's just Clem is spot on right here. It is definitely a labor of love from Josh.
And that's kind of a cool thing about it. You can get stuck in that world and attached to one of the different factions for some reason or another, because it is so robust and built out. And
and again, this is one of those games that we've probably mentioned this a dozen times, but there's 3 games that really fall into this group. And I think that's Burrows and Badgers, Twilight, and Quar, that are developed so much. Now, the only difference is Burrows and Badgers isn't heavy lore laden, because it's sort of just borrowing or piggybacking off of the Redwall books. But like Twilight and Quar, the depth of lore, the uniqueness of models, the labor of love part of it, and the labor of love part of it for Burrows and Badgers is really in the models, right? I mean, Burrows and Badgers has adorable models. I don't remember how many months after Eric and I bought out all of Michael's stock, we just talked about how much we enjoyed painting them, because it was such a departure from everything else. Now, we'll say this, as far as like painting the Quar, they're not really all that much of a departure, because you're still painting these military uniforms. So there's this batch painting uniformity. You see what I did there with the uniforms and the uniformity? You see what I did there? Oh, I got a bell. So there's that. But then there's the Quar themselves, where you get to be really creative with the colors and how you want to make their flesh.
And they don't have to be traditional uniforms like that we know of, the grays and blues, and you could make them bright orange if you want. I mean, it's an alien fantasy world, right? So you can kind of come up with your own color schemes.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Terrence says, chopping up some paper stock terrain for Relic Blade. Nice. Yeah, we need to have a chat about Relic Blade again. World War I vibe doesn't pull me in too much, and that's okay. I mean, it doesn't have to. If you're more, that's one of the things that I like about Josh's passion for his projects, right? So he also has, and Eric knows I love this one, is Project it's just Muppets in space, basically.
Yeah,
Grimsicle Muppets in space. I mean, come on. I mean, you can't. How can you not want Muppets in space? And then there's also Storm of Steel, which is another sci-fi. They're not really very Muppet-ish. They're I don't know what they're just different. They sort of remind me of man, I can't bring to mind now the miniature company. And Clem says he digs the World War I vibe. I do too. And part of the reason is there was a while back where I was trying to find, and I had asked you guys, and I got quite a few good suggestions too. But I was looking for a World War I trench warfare kind of vibe, and I had already had Quar, but I did recently come across a massive amount of styrofoam for building stuff. And when I say massive amount, I'm probably going to post a picture soon because I might need a wide angle camera though. Look, some bunny rabbits. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff for it. And I love the way Josh talks about his stuff because he calls it grimsicle. That's the best word ever. I love that word. Yeah, there's Storm of Steel. If you go under I believe it's under fantasy is where, oh no, I don't know where War of Ashes is. I don't see, oh, there it is. Yeah, War of Ashes, which is a fantasy game, which is they're very Muppet-esque. And they just got a whole makeover. Yeah, they just got a whole makeover. So there's an increase in size and lots of resin printing in the tribe. You can see, yeah, right there. You can see some of the My Mini Factory files where you can print the stuff and just lots of really, really neat stuff. And the Facebook group has been super active. So go over and check out the Facebook group. Check out the Zombie Smith page. And if you want to read some of the stuff, go over and check out rifler.com, where you'll be able to read up on some of the history. And plus there's links to all the rule books if you want to check them out. And they're PDFs. They're free to download if you want. And again, you can now find a fair bit of stuff on YouTube. It wasn't too long ago. I would say before War Games Atlantic released the plastic set. I'm scrolling down YouTube right now, and I'm trying to see. Before that, I think it was pretty much if you searched Quar, all you found was the interview we did.
Yeah,
and the one short video I did, which was just a basic review of the rules. And you might not want to go back and watch that video because like I had a bad microphone, I didn't have good lighting. We weren't even Indie Invasion yet. I was still doing it via Coastal Con. So like it's an old video. So it's a ways back, but
I think my hair is super short and super dark.
Probably. But that's the thing. If you go and look now, man, it's popping. You can find a bunch of stuff. So it's definitely a good time to check it out. And you can now go and watch a bunch of stuff. Yeah. And you can get some of that information like we do about all the great games that we discover along the way, along that we can hunt down. You can get that extra information. So that's I did all the talking. What do you say something about Quar? You don't have any,
cool and fun. If anything, if you guys want something unique to paint, you can't get any more unique than this. It's what dark crystal / meets like Clem said, wizards / alternative, history type of stuff.
Like so weird War 1 kind of thing.
Weird War.
But it's a no magic, none of that. It's just straight war, right? Yeah. There's no magic users. There's none of that stuff. There's no healers and all of that extra stuff. It's just World War I sort of diesel punk.
Yeah. So that's a good description of it.
They're stuck in their technology where it's diesel punk. And then you get to make cool stuff like this. Like your little tent there. See? A little tent.
I mean, and it's different. If you like that kind of that military type war game, but are looking for something a little bit different, this has got enough different to it that it's fresh. So
yeah, and it's fresh, but it's old because it's been around for a while. Yeah. But it's fresh, but it's old. So there you go. That's it, man.
Even if you have a smallest amount of interest, go read all the backstory. Download the free rule books. Read them. that type of
Go
stuff.
read the story. You got to read the letters. Trust me. If you don't do anything else, it'll take you 20 minutes. Go read the letters. You too, Eric. Go read the letters.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
No, you want right now?
Yeah. I'll wait. Go ahead. Go read it. All right. I'm pretty sure it's your turn to take us out.
It is my turn.
Yes.
Guys, thanks for joining us for this dive into an indie game that we've mentioned before in the show, but we thought it could use some revisiting and bring it to attention to you guys. But if you like this kind of content, please give us a follow, like, subscribe, smash that button all over the place on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X, all that stuff. And thanks for joining us for the fastest 30 minutes in gaming. And join us every Thursday night where we do live streams, whether it's featuring a game or maybe doing some hobby nights. But you can find us all over the place, some classic podcasts at Podbean, iTunes, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher, Spotify, Pocket Cast, anywhere that you can listen to that stuff in your holes in the side of your head. And check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, as I said before, Discord, and drop us a line at indieinvasion@gmail.com. Speaking of Indie Invasion at Discord, we got a link down below that you guys can use to click on, join Discord, join in the conversation, share projects you're working on. You have questions about games. We have a growing community there that's pretty cool that you guys are all helping each other. And if you want to support the show more, you can visit us at Indie Invasion merchandise at redbubble.com/people/Indie Invasion. You can get a hat, t-shirt. Starting to get cold. Well, up here, you can get a hoodie.
It's not getting cold here.
No, you can still wear shorts down by Mac. So,
Yeah,
but they got all that stuff on there.
Yep.
But that is all we got for you this Thursday, you guys. And while you're out there, remember, prepare yourself for the invasion.
Still here.